Hey everybody, Radical Reggie here, and I am here with, of course, wait a minute, you guys are frozen. Oh, I totally messed it up, but that's okay. Guys, welcome, everybody who is here, welcome to another pickups video. Well, this is probably the first pickups video we've done, like, just, like, base for the show, right? Like, we've always, like, kind of, like, shoot it in. But this is going to be a pickups video on our latest pickups recently, and, of course, we got the man, JoeRad here. I almost messed it up because didn't know where my finger was going to point.
That's really hard to do.
I know, right? And of course, we got the man Figsy here.
Hey, what's up,
what's
everyone?
going on? Excellent. So, man, I actually went to a GameStop Retro yesterday, and I'm very excited to show you guys what I picked up. But I want to say to everybody who's watching this that, like, my whole love for pickups, like going out hunting, is just like I got a resurgence, guys. Like, I felt really good. I got some good stuff, and I can't wait to show you guys. So, yeah.
That's cool, man.
That's exciting. I love it too. Mine are interesting. I got a mix of stuff that I feel like I've you know when you got games in your collection that are missing pieces, like it's missing a manual here, or you buy a box and you'll pick the console up later. I feel like I'm completing a lot of stuff for this file.
That's got to be nice for the OCD, tying up all those loose ends.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. Like, I lose sleep over that. I told you, like, sometimes if I'm missing like one game out of a set, like, I'll just think about it randomly and get mad. Like, still missing that. Oh, I gotta get that, dude. So when you finally do get it, you're like, oh man, I don't have to think about that ever again.
Dude, I mean, I just, like, I don't know, man. The way we collect games, man, we just want everything to have a certain, like, finesse to it. You know, we want our stuff uniform. We don't want to be missing anything in the series. If there's another version of the game that's different, like a Game Boy portable version, we want that included as well. So, you know, I totally understand it, man. But I feel like we are at a time in our collections where it's kind of plateau. So we, you know, we're just kind of like, fix things up a bit. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to newer games coming out for a newer generation, I feel like there's not much stuff impressing me because it's like they're all trying to do this AAA stuff and they're putting all this money on these games. And some of these games are just not, they're not cutting it. Like Concord, we know what happened with that. You know, they just put like, if they just did some simpler things with that game, it could have survived. Like a single player mode would have made the game still playable, you know, while they fixed the multiplayer. But they try to get that money and get the multiplayer. So, you know, I just like games that are just trying to be like simple, fun games, not AAA. I think that's the problem with a lot of newer games, but that's another topic. But the pickups today, I think, are going to be great. But who wants to start, actually?
Oh, you can start us off, Reggie.
You want me to start off? Okay. I'll get it out of the way. Well, went to a GameStop Retro, and, dude, I wasn't expecting much because I went there before when they first announced it. But I guess they didn't get a lot of inventory at that time. But I went back again, and, dude, like, I was impressed. So
that's cool.
I'll show you guys one of the games in my other pickups, in my last pickups video, because it's right here in front of me. But I was able to get Blur.
Nice.
Blur is I didn't think much of this game, but it plays like a Mario Kart game. You know, racing Mario Kart.
Yeah, Blur's
like
fun. Whenever I get a friend come around and they want to play a racing game, I'm like, let's play this. You've probably never heard of it, but this is like Mario Kart mixed with Need for Speed.
Yeah, modern cars. This is pretty badass. Like, dude, if I'd known it was like that back then, I probably would have gave it a chance. But, you know, the PS3 era was the era of a lot of racing games. So it kind of blurred the lines here and there. But, yeah, this is definitely worthy to pick up. And it was a little bit more pricier. I mean, I think it was around $20, but, you know, it was worth it for what, you know, people are charging for it online. So I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and pick that up. So good on GameStop Retro for that. I picked up this randomly because it was just cheap. We got Iron Man. I don't know too much about it, but based off the movie, but it might be a solid game. Sometimes, especially with Sega, you'll get a hit here and there. Sega does pretty good. They have good production values on their games. So we'll see what happens with that one. I did get Bust a Move Universe. Not really anything special, of course, because all the Bust a Move games are pretty much the same. But, you know, probably got some 3D gyroscope stuff in there. I don't know. Well, you know, for that price, I was like, hell yeah.
That's a fun game. The Bust a Moves are always good, Dan.
And then $15 a piece, I got Haunted House. I always wanted to try this game out. The original game came out on the Atari back in the day, so now they're trying to give it a resurgence, I guess. Like Haunted House is back, folks, but
nice.
I don't know what crowd they're looking for, but
I got Bust a Move too, brother.
There you go, right there. Heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Sweet. But I'm like, wait a minute, I think I own that.
I don't have VR2, but I thought this game would be cool to play at a friend's house who has VR2, and that it's Happy Funland. It's a dark version of Disneyland, so it's kind of creepy and scary.
Cool.
Yeah,
that one is cool. So I do think that right now it looks like there are PSVR2 games that are like really rare and collectible that you want to keep an eye out on. And
I'll tell you some.
I would get the Madison game if I were you. I would just have a feeling about that one. Yeah, Madison VR is an actual like scary ass game, and like that version of it is like unique. So Madison VR. So yeah.
Okay. Next game here. I'm pretty sure you guys remember seeing this in magazines and at your local game store. Jet Li's Rise to Honor. This fighting game is freaking weird because you have to use both analog sticks to fight. They do different functions. So it's not like a button masher. You have to use like this counter and do. Yeah, it's crazy, but it's fun though. When Jet Li was on his rise in America, like when he was at his most popular, they said, hey, we got to make a video game about this guy. So Sony took it up as developer and publisher to make this game. And it became a greatest hits, actually. So, but definitely something cool to find at a GameStop store.
Dude, the movie The One is solid.
The movie The One is solid, especially the ending, man. The ending is when
so good.
It's so good, dude. He's on that hill, and he's like, "What's come at me?" And I was like,
"Yep,
dude, great ending for the bad guy." But the next game here, Juiced Part 2. In a fitness video we did recently, I got the first game, so now we got Part 2. But and also too, what was cool with this one, it came with some kind of ticket inside. So maybe
cool.
Those tickets are really hard to find and really collectible.
Really, this is even better.
Yeah, hold on.
So got that with it, and then I find out that Juice Part 2 came out on PS3, so now I need to get that version too. A lot of PS3 games.
There's a really cool collector's edition we got in Australia. I'll pull it out.
Really? Yeah, grab it, man. Heck yeah, I want to see that. Because I'm getting into the racing games because they just don't make them like they used to. And so like going back and playing these ones, and then a lot of them are still in line on the PSN, which is crazy. So
the PS3 generation of racing games is my favorite, dude. That's like
it's a slip cover, right? But it folds out at the front. That's really cool.
Figsy, does it say online where that sticker is at the bottom? Can you play that game online?
It says network features, but
so network features, so it possibly does. Okay. Well, man, I wonder
who knows if the servers are still up or not. But this is a really fun like street racing game. It's really good.
I wonder if it's worth just getting that version of it. Like, is that version expensive?
It shows up on eBay like once a year. It's pretty hard to find.
Okay, I'm sticking with the American one then. Just say. Next game here.
You can find it for the free 60 though.
Oh yeah. So, if it's backwards compatible, it'd be worth getting on 360 because I want to play on my Xbox One and then Series X.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Next game here, Kill Switch. Don't be a bitch and hit the kill. No, I'm just trying to throw some kind of weird rhyme in there. But this game was pretty big. I mean, it was pretty popular for a while when it first came out. Just the whole cover system in it. But I think it just got to be much after a while in the game. People wanted I don't know. It's too much of a new thing for this game at a time. But it was still pretty cool. Namco published it, so good on them for bringing this out. The next game here is going to be kind of weird, but I think that it, besides the horrible load times it has, it's actually a pretty solid game, and that is Hurdy-Gurdy, the PS2. You guys remember this one?
I've never played it. I've seen it before.
I haven't seen it. That's cool.
Yeah, it's like a sheep herding game, but you're collecting these. I forgot those things are called that you're collecting, but the thing behind them is the gromp. You got to be careful of waking them up because they'll start stalking you around the levels and everything like that. And also the game has horrible load times. So it's the type of load times where you say, all right, let me go make a quick sandwich real fast and come back to the gameplay. So that was one of the things that hurt this game a lot was the load times. Next game here.
Game? Like you just run around
and collect these little animals and you're like a sheep herder, but you're like, it's different species, but it's the same thing as sheep herding though. So pretty cool. And it had a preview of Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness before it came out because Eidos or whatever they're called was very limited on information they put out about the game. So if you bought this game, you get some videos and stuff about how Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness would look. So that kind of helped sell the game, I think, a little bit. But
that's cool.
Yeah, still not one that a lot of people talk about. Then we got I was looking for the PS2 version because I found out that this is a sequel to the PS1 games, which is X-Men Mutant Academy 1 and 2, X-Men Next Dimension, the third game in the series that a lot of people don't know about. And it's a fighting game just like those ones, but it's just like it's overlooked for some weird reason. And looking at the gameplay for it, it was ahead of its time. Like it looked like a pretty solid game. So looking for the PS2 version of it. But yeah, when Activision was doing a lot of, well, they've been doing a lot of like X-Men games for years now, but the early games were actually pretty good. So definitely happy to have that. All right, now we're
games on PS1 were awesome.
What's up?
The fighting games on PS1 were awesome. So
100%, dude. Heck yeah. Now we're going to Figsy's favorite system, which is PS3, of course, and I got Midnight Club Complete Edition.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Now we got
so
LA.
this is interesting. This is one of the only games that to get the full version of the game, you need to get the greatest hits because the normal Black Label version doesn't have all the DLC and everything.
Yeah, you have to download it, and even if it's still available, you know what I mean? Like the PSN, they took a lot of stuff down, so it's nice to have that complete copy of the game because they actually did a really good job of how they did LA. Like it's almost exactly like how LA looked at the time, so pretty badass. And last PS3 game I got, just a variant, but hey, I think it's pretty cool. We got Mortal Kombat versus DC, and it doesn't have the Midway logo on it. They put the Warner Brothers on there because that's when they bought them out. So cool variant to have of these games. When it comes to this game, though, I did not like the way the DC, like a lot of the DC characters looked. I mean, they made them look like damn near their 1960s, 70s version. So I was like, they just didn't fit. But still, it's a solid game. No fatalities because you couldn't do fatalities on DC characters.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't like that.
Yeah, so they called them heroic brutality or something like that, or it was stupid. But
heroic move.
Oh shoot! I think I forgot one. Hold on a second.
Can I just say I miss Midnight Club before we move too far away from that, and I'm like sad that they don't make those games anymore.
Yeah, Rockstar. It doesn't seem like they want to like. Ever since Grand Theft Auto took over, they don't want to take any chance with anything else.
Yeah, it was a series that like died. The curse of success of Grand Theft Auto.
We'll get Red Dead Redemption, Grand Theft Autos, and that's about it.
I'm surprised we got Red Dead Redemption 2, to be honest. That was even shocking. I didn't think we
it sold like 50 million copies, and it's critically acclaimed game. So
I know, but I'm just like, they could have made a lot of games. So I don't
know. Got a couple more that I forgot over here, but at GameStop Retro, I found a Super Nintendo game, and one I was looking for, but I forgot that I was looking for it until I saw it. Which was King of Monsters Part 2. They had a decent Super Nintendo selection, about like 7 games, but they were good games. And this is the one I wanted. And it was only $15. I was like, heck yeah, let me go ahead and grab that immediately. So I played it last night, fell in love with it all over again. Definitely a cool game to have on Super Nintendo. That's ones,
like the
though.
One you're fighting as like monsters in the city, right?
Yeah. And beat them up, and you got a time limit. It's all thrilling and all that stuff.
Yeah, I remember renting that with my little brother. We loved that game, dude.
Oh, yeah? But the game I found at GameStop that really blew me away, it wasn't a retro game, but it was a game I was looking for the PS5 for a long time. Couldn't find it on Amazon. Sold out. They had the European version, the Japanese version, but I didn't want those. I wanted the American version. And it's available on Xbox easily, but I don't think a lot of people are buying games on physical on Xbox like PS5. But that game is Everspace Part 2. And it comes in this nice book-like case with a steelbook inside here, as you can see. And behind it is an art book, and it has some DLC codes, all that good stuff. But this is pretty cool. Now I understand why it's sold out, and they just never made more copies of it because this was the only edition that came out for it. So, yeah, dude, just a cool like a space shooter game. Really a lot of fun. Random missions, story missions, side missions, all that stuff, so definitely a cool sequel that nobody thought would come out. But dude, having this case like this, dude, is like, dude, this is awesome. I love it.
Yeah, that's really nice. The steelbook is gorgeous.
Heck yeah, it is, dude. Like that's like a poster you can put on your back wall. You know what I mean? Like that's serious. Yeah.
So is that like a third person perspective flying one where you're like
it's like Star Fox in all range mode. It's like that. Like you fly anywhere you want, you get into space battles, take out the enemies, go to your base, do different missions, story progression, all that good stuff. So I think it takes place like 1,000 years after the first game. You're still playing as the main character from the first game, but you're playing as his clone because obviously you didn't live that long, so they made a clone of him or whatever like that. So pretty cool. And now the last game here, and this wasn't at GameStop, but this came in the mail recently. I got Xenocrisis for the Game Boy Advance. So,
that's amazing.
Actually, a cool port. Now this port is only one player, but it's still Xenocrisis. It's badass. I love it. So very cool to have that one in the collection.
Plays the same and
exactly the same. It just scrolls a little bit because obviously the screen is really small. But other than that, no, this plays great, man. Yeah,
that's cool.
Nice, cool stuff.
That's awesome. All I got.
All right, guys, I'm up. So the first lot of games here are from Video Games Plus, and they were all from the one order. So the first one we've got on the Nintendo Switch, and that is Persona 4 Golden. Video GP had a restock of these, so I jumped on my computer at the right time and tried to get all 4 of them because I missed out on them originally. And I managed to snag the Persona 3 Portable on the Switch as well. This is the standard version.
Right on.
So I'll probably move on my collector's editions now. I don't usually have multiple versions of the same game, but I prefer to just have the standard version of games. Yeah. Doesn't take up as much space. This next one I bought because Joe posted it, and I'm like, that looks really cool. I need to own this. And that is the Bitmap Bureau collection.
Wow, you got the American version of it.
Yeah, so the American version was cheaper than the PAL version. And I don't really mind, there's not an Australian version, so when it's like that, I'll just go for the cheapest version of the game.
Cool.
So this includes Xenocrisis U, Battle Axe, and Final Vendetta. And it's a really cool pack. I love the color scheme as well. It looks awesome. Yeah, totally. It's on PS5 as well as the Switch, right?
And a PS4, if you can find that version of it. That'd be the rare version to find.
Xenocrisis on the Switch by itself, but was very expensive. So that's a good.
Yeah, exactly. It's cool to have it in a triple pack. I'm more about owning the games rather than going for the expensive one. And we also got the PS4 version of Persona 4 Golden, the standard version. Nice. I'm pretty happy to have this one. I've got the cover variant, so now I've got the both of them, which is awesome.
So is that like an expansion of the PSP one? Or is that? I mean, not the
no.
PSP
This is
one,
the PS Vita version.
Oh, so it has that dancing intro on it when you play it. Like that dancing intro they added to the Vita version was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what's included in this.
Cool. Yeah, because I noticed the Vita version had a different intro that was really cool. I was like, man, this might be cool to play. But cool,
and then this is the PSP version, which is Persona 3 Portable for the PS4.
So you can play as the other protagonist. Right on.
Yeah, it was cool that they got a restock of these. They sold it in 2 minutes, but I was able to snag all 4 of them, which was pretty cool.
Cool.
And then I had a game in my cart, which was $9.99, so I bought it as well, and it is Zorro the Chronicles.
Oh, here's the real.
It looks really cool. I like Zorro. I don't know if the game actually plays any good, but I've got a few Zorro games in the collection, so happy to have this. It didn't arrive sealed, which was kind of weird. But for that price, I'm not going to complain. And then I was mentioning before that I've been completing stuff. So last week I completed my Tekken collection with Tekken 4. However, my Tekken 5 copy had a platinum disc and a black label copy. So I ended up getting a pretty cheap black label copy, and I'm going to sell my copy and try and make this one free. It's in really nice condition with the sticker on the front.
That's one of the best Tekken games out there, man. Tekken 5 is really good.
Yeah, I mean, from 3 to 5, including Tag Tournament, they're all just amazing games. And a couple of years ago, I picked up Silent Hill 3 at a garage sale for $1, and it didn't have a manual. So I've been chasing a manual ever since. And I ended up finding the artwork and a manual with no disc online for $35. So I picked it up. So I've got the manual now. My Silent Hill 3 is finally complete. And then I'm trying to sell the artwork for what I paid for it, or a little bit less. It'll make the manual like $5 or $10, hopefully.
I love your cover art better than the one we got in America.
Cool, isn't it? I like the old school art where there's tiny little rating and it's just all artwork. I love that.
Yeah, good stuff.
And then we move on to the PS3. I don't pick much PS3 stuff up anymore, mainly because I finished the set a few years ago and there's not much left. But if you can see behind me, all these games are all slipcovers. I've been working on a complete PS3 slipcover collection. I'm missing like 20, but I'm slowly picking them up. And here we have PES 2009. This is a HMV store exclusive version in the UK. It's quite difficult to find. Thanks to my friend Clean, I finally picked this one up. And it's got like the English team logo on the back, which is kind of cool. Right on. Also has that red spine, which is really cool.
Old school, yep.
And then this next slipcover, again, thanks to Clean for helping me get this one. So here we have a Mexican exclusive slipcover of Batman Arkham Origins. It's got awesome artwork on it.
That is sick, dude. Wow.
The artwork like changes color in different light schemes. And what's interesting with this is, if you guys know, there's a game on PS3 called Pain. No, is it Pain? Anyway, there's a PS3 game that has the spine that's backwards, and this actually has a backwards spine as well.
Wow. Does that version of the game, is it like a complete version of the game, or just like the red?
I'm pretty sure it's just a normal version of the game. Okay. It's not complete or anything. There is a complete version of the game. It's quite hard to find. It's only in like Germany and Italy. Yeah, this is really cool. Okay. And then we move on to the last pickup, which is a console. So a few months ago on the podcast, I picked up an empty box for a 3DS XL Pokemon edition, and this was $50. And I'm like, I'm going to find a console, and I finally found the console. So I got this it was on eBay, but I had a 15% off voucher, and the seller accepted an offer. So I got it for like $100 cheaper than it was listed. And it's like minty condition. So I've got the console to go with the box. And what's cool about these Pokemon boxes is the serial codes are just blank. Like, they haven't got unique numbers like some consoles do. So you don't have to match up the console with the serial number. So it's complete to me, which is really cool. I didn't actually own a 3DS XL as well. So it was a system I really wanted. And they're just so expensive. So I'm happy to have bought one that I can complete a console with, which is really cool.
Yeah, it looks like it's in really nice shape, man. That's a nice one too.
Yeah, it's minty. I'm really happy. There was some damaged ones on there, and I'll just wait for a nice one to show up. Yeah, that's all we've got.
Good stuff, man.
Cool.
JoeRad. Woo! Here we go. We're gonna be blown away, folks.
I got a whole bunch of stuff. So first one I picked up Under Defeat.
Nice.
So this was the a PS3. I think it came on a 360 too.
Yeah, I did.
Shmup. And they just released it on the PS5 in Japan. I think it is getting a Western release. I'm pretty sure it's coming to the West. I don't know if it's a physical is coming to the West or if it's just digital or whatever, but it is coming to the West. This version,
I played through it. It was really fun. It kicked my ass, but I struggled.
I don't think this copy has English, just so you know, if you're worried about that or concerned about that. It does not appear to have English. So, but you'll be all right. It's a shmup. But you hit the button and you go pew 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 and just blow stuff up and move. Yep. That's all you need to know. You're good. So this game actually, I found out about watching you and Metal Jesus video. So I got just that bang on balls.
Yeah, I wanted to pick it up, man.
It looks so good. I was really impressed. I was like, it looks like a fantastic game. It's like a 3D platformer and looks like a lot of fun. Graphics are amazing. And I believe it does have English, or at least you can play it. I don't think you need English. But it looks really good. I'm looking forward to this one.
Cool.
I don't think it's getting a Western release. That's probably going to stage. This looks very Japanese. Look at the cover. I mean, what is going on there? So I'm excited about that one. This one showed up from Limited Run. This is the horror reimagined Layers of Fear PS5 version. So I believe this can this has both Layers of Fear games. It has 1 and 2. And it says it also includes original and brand new DLCs. So I think this is like the complete version of both games or whatever. And I don't think they're like this. I don't think there's any other version of Layers of Fear 2 that I know of physically. Layers of Fear came out on PS1. I'm sorry, PS4, but I don't know if Layers of Fear 2 did. So as far as I know, this might be the only one. So pretty cool. Layers of Fear.
In terms of completionist, that sounds like the version to own. Got both games, DLC.
Yeah. And these are kind of like artsy fartsy or like horror games. So what I'm told. So some more limited runs. I had to get these when I saw these announced. I got the Ninja 5.0 game.
Nice, dude. Everybody got theirs. I forgot about that.
Oh, dude, I had to get these. Like, it's like really expensive to get it on the Game Boy Advanced. And it's like a ninja game, like a Shinobi Ninja Gaiden type thing, 2D.
Yeah, it's better to play it on modern consoles than the Game Boy Advance. I feel like they did reprint the Game Boy Advance one, but I'd rather play it like how you have it. So cool, man.
I'm gonna crack the Switch copy open and play that.
Yeah, it sounds like a Switch game for sure.
Yep. It's a good lie on the couch game and mess shit up. Looks good though. So this one I didn't really know about actually, but I saw that I got like a notification that they were running out of these or whatever. I don't remember. So some sort of email spam worked from me from this company. This looks amazing. It's Neon Blood, and I got it from VGNY Soft.
Nice.
And dude, this thing is like the camera's not doing it justice. It's like fully shiny and colors, and it's like see that blue, it like really pops.
Yeah.
It's really reflective. It looks amazing in person. The spine is like a wicked rad, like reflective blue. Oh my god! Just the actual slipcover is phenomenal. The game itself is like a steampunk type Blade Runner-esque investigative game type thing. There's a ton of games like this. But I don't know, art style looks really cool. And they were running low on these according to their website. So if you're interested, I would get on it. So this another game from Japan. I got the Bridge Curse 2 on the PS4.
Oscar.
Yeah.
So Bridge Curse 1 and 2 came out on the PS5, but as far as I know, Bridge Curse 1 did not come out on the PS4. But this one they did announce and release, and I believe this is the only region that got one is Japan or Asia or whatever the hell this is from. I think this is Asia.
Yeah. The game is like a first-person horror game?
Yep. Traditional. Yes, it is.
It looks cool on the PS4, that cover.
Yeah, they look pretty cool. I haven't played either of them. I'm going to play them on the PS5. I just got the specific version just because I'm trying to complete the PS4 horror set as far as I know it to be. I don't know if I have them all. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't know. But also what was cool, and I didn't even realize this, is that when I ordered this version, it came with like this like art book thing.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice. And like I didn't even know this was a thing.
So you got it from Play Asia?
I got it from Play Asia, yeah.
Play Asia, man. That's the place to go.
Yeah, dude. They're my favorite place to order games from, honestly.
Right on.
They just take forever. Okay, so this is actually a blank book with nothing in it. It's just a blank book.
No, the book fills itself out as you play the game.
Oh my god, that would actually scare the living shit out of me. Yeah. All of a sudden, it's like the little grudge-looking girls drawn in it. I'd be like, the fuck. So yeah, well, I'm glad I clarified because the people ordered it and I told them there was an art book and it was a blank book. They were pissed.
I didn't get the art in my book.
Yeah. I'd be like, no, that's the thing. If you're cursed, you can't see anything in the book. That's how it works. If you're good to go, you're pure spirit or whatever, you don't have to worry about it. All right, this game. What's the name of this game, Reggie?
Oh my god, one of the best games I ever played this year and last year. Rogue Flight is Star Fox mixed with Afterburner, guys. An amazing experience. great intro, music, voice acting, level design, boss design, everything, choice design, multiple endings, upgrades. Dude, this game it's a dream come true. And to get a physical release like this immediately when it first comes out, it's just like just a love letter to all those fans. Because a lot of games today, they'll take a chance just being digital first and then they'll go to physical. This game's like, no, we're badass enough to put our game out as physical and digital immediately. And that game, dude,
I like that.
I haven't even talked about it yet in the review. It'll probably be in my next pickup with Jason. But dude, it is amazing. Like,
it comes with a big ass manual too. This thing is heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy stuff, man. Dude. I love that game so much. I even downloaded it on the Switch. I wanted it to come out on Switch as a physical, but I wanted to play it like while I'm laying in bed and stuff. So like I downloaded the Switch version, and amazing. Glad I did, man. That game is so much fun. Like it's so well done. Amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait to crack it open. I actually hooked my PS5 up for streaming finally just to play this. So maybe.
Right on.
And it only got a European power release, right?
Only, yeah. So far, at least. I mean, I don't like waiting on other people to do releases. If someone makes a physical, I'll buy that immediately, especially if it's well done like that physical version you got. So
yeah, I'm good. I don't care. I used to care about getting all ESRB stuff, but I gave up on that long ago.
Yeah, we'll be waiting forever, dude. Like, it's no way.
No, and a lot of times, like the Japanese one, I can't read the spine. But okay, the artwork's usually better and it's cheaper, and I get it like a year sooner, and it has English, so I don't care. So.
Yep.
Sometimes it's got more content.
That's true too.
Mm-hmm.
Or it comes with free
special
stuff.
art books with nothing in them.
It comes with keychains or free stuff. I feel like a lot of pre-order stuff does come also.
But I feel like that's a good point to make. Like with region-free systems, it makes sense going for the cheapest version. When a game's selling for $400 in one region and $25 in the other, and it's the same game, it's a no-brainer, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to me. I used to get the Japanese one, and then the ESRB one would get renounced, and then I buy that and try to sell my copy and blah blah. And like I said, I'm just that's all. I don't care no more. Yeah. So this one I got is Scholar's Mate.
Who the heck?
This is a weird, obscure horror game from Tsura.
Oh, Tsura.
It's another one of those escape from a gloomy asylum. Well, you have to solve mysteries and puzzles. While some big asshole named Eddie chases you and tries to ruin your shit.
So you're playing as that woman terrified running from that crazy dude. That cover is intense.
Yeah, it looks like the Hulk, kinda. Looks like the Hulk a little bit. But
like the Hulk if he was older and he lost all his hair. And
his name's Eddie. That's what he looks like on the back. He looks kind of scary. I wouldn't want to meet Eddie in the spooky asylum.
I mean, if you're in an asylum, dude, that's already Asylum is a scary looking place, man. Like, you guys ever remember that game on the DS called Asylum? It's a survival horror game. Asylum 1 and 2. I think that's what it was called.
I don't think I played that.
But just the whole fact of being around crazy people, dude, it's oh my god,
dude. When we were there was a creepy old mental institution asylum place in a town I will not name near where I live, where they filmed a bunch of horror movies. And we went there once in the middle of the night and poked around, and that was not good.
It's like cursed, dude. You feel like something's
disturbing.
Something wrong.
I didn't like it at all.
Like the energy is still there or something from those guys.
And it was funny because I remember I was and then literally they filmed a movie there, and I watched it a few months, a year or two later, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds all right. I'm glad we left. I think they turned it into apartments now that I think about it, though. People are weird and pay big money to live in haunted places. So I think that's what they did with it.
Wow.
I'll have to check it out. Anyway, speaking of creepy shit, I got this one. The Evil Nun. The Broken Mask, Unholy Edition. I don't have to tell you what this game's about. You can just look at the cover and figure it out. That
artwork is amazing.
I like how they go all out on the cover art. Look at it. It's a black PS5 label on it, not white. So that's kind of cool.
I like that.
Yeah, I like these slip covers too. They're very cool. Yeah. There's the back if you want to check it out. Beware the Nun. I've heard this game isn't the most amazing game, but it's fun. It's a horror game. It's weird. Only came out in PAL.
Even the nun's face is on the spine. That's cool.
Yeah.
You can be looking at your collection and just have that thing staring back at you.
Always looking at you.
Comforting late at night.
They made it like glowed in the dark or something.
So I got some Evercade stuff too. I ordered the Duke Nukem carts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, those are Evercade is so much fun to collect for that system, dude. Like, excellent, good stuff, man.
Yeah, and it's funny. I always buy like 4 at a time. That seems to be what I do. And I like every like 3 or 4 months just grab 4 or whatever. You know, they come out with them pretty regularly.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just go by and pick them all up. But yeah, these are pretty awesome.
The
I have
new one they announced.
What's up?
Oh, the new one they announced is Broken Sword 1 and 2 that's coming out in early February.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'd grab that. And then there's another Broken Sword getting remastered and released on modern consoles too. One that was on PS1, I think.
Yeah, I think part one and 2 together are getting remastered on those systems.
I also grabbed the Toplin Arcade 4 collection.
Nice, dude. And you got the other.
And I got these two are like must buys. So the Toplin Arcade collections, in my opinion, are the best series of carts. Just the purple arcade ones in general.
Yeah, those are the best ones.
The Toplin ones are phenomenal, but that's because I like shmups, so I'm clearly biased. And but they just got Dogeon on it, Snow Bros 2, Knuckle Bash. I think it's got gosh, I can't remember the other. What the hell's the other shmup?
Well, you know what's crazy about the whole Evercade stuff? Look, you know, like with the Evercade Versus and even with the Evercade Alpha, if you plug certain carts in together, they'll unlock newer games. It's kind of crazy how they do that with the combinations. So yeah, there's that too. When you put those games in.
Oh really? Because they have the 2 slots. If you put 2 carts in, it'll unlock another.
Yeah, it'll tell you which version's online in case you just don't want to like figure it out. But yeah, there's a list of all that stuff on there. It'll tell you which games open up other games. It's pretty insane. Like there'll be other versions of a game or whatever, like a Game Boy version or Atari Lynx version or something like that you'll unlock if you put like 2 carts together from the same company or
Metal Dragon and Life. That's cool. Dude. I'm definitely gonna look that up because I have a decent amount of carts, but I almost don't want to look it up because then I'll be like, well, I go to buy this one now and I got to buy that one now. But yeah, this is the like Metal Dragon.
Great marketing technique.
I know, right?
Like Mercs or something like that, or Kari Warriors or some shit. And Life on Mars is like a Metroidvania type game. It looks like. Both of those look fun. I got a couple Switch games. I got Wrath of Ruin, Aeon of Ruin. It's like an old FPS style, like 90s FPS, a boomer shooter, so to speak.
Oh, really? Okay. Where'd you get that one from?
This one I got from VGP. It does have a PS4 version as well, if you want it on PS4.
Is it on Amazon possibly?
It might be.
Okay.
So cool. I pre-ordered this and then this game actually, which finally came in, and oh my god, this took forever to come in, dude. Like, I feel like I didn't think I was ever getting this game. This is Goblin Slayer, Another Adventure Nightmare Feast. This is going to be an obscure game probably in the future. It's like a tactical RPG based on the Goblin Slayer anime.
Really?
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, and unlike Joel Valley, who attacked me for liking tactical RPGs, I like tactical RPGs. I'm a nerd. I like nerdy turn-based combat where I have to sit there and calculate for it and be like, well, if he's going to do that, I have to do this and move that and reposition and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It looks awesome. And then it came with the soundtrack too. But my soundtrack came broken, dudes. You see that?
Oh, man.
And that bums me out, man.
Right, man.
It's not right because it was put in a box that way because the box arrived non-broken and non-damaged. And this was in the box and it is damaged. And look at the back.
Like it's like, what the heck?
You see the scratches? There's like cracks on the back. Yo, you see that shit? Look at that shit.
That sucks.
Come on, man. I waited 7 months for this. Very disappointing. I wonder who sent it to me.
Great, dude.
No idea. Bastards. Anyway, I'm not bitter. I picked up Abathor on the PS5.
Nice.
It's like a Rastan type game.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you, like I wanted this game for a while, and I noticed that it was sold out in a couple places, and Amazon had like 2 copies left, and VGP had like 4 copies left. I don't know. I follow a bunch of accounts on Twitter, and they're nice to me sometimes be like, hey, it's about to sell out. And I was like, oh, crap, I better grab it before it does. So I don't know if it is sold out yet, but Abathur, it's, like I said, it's like a Rastan 2D action adventure game where you're a big-ass barbarian with a sword chopping stuff up. I've heard it's very hard. So there's that. I also got Like a Dragon Ishin.
Oh, wow. Right on.
I actually know nothing about this game other than I've heard the Like a Dragon games are good. So
I'm assuming it's just a Yakuza spin-off title, right?
The Like a Dragons are, yes, they're like a Yakuza spin-off. And this one looks like it takes place in feudal Japan.
I'm trying to get it cheap on PS4. I'm just waiting for a price drop.
So I'm trying to get all the Like a Dragon games on PS5, and I really do want to try these. The JRPG Life said they were really good, so I want to try them out. Best games ever, Reggie. Finally showed up. I ordered this like 25 months ago. I forgot I paid for this. Here it is. All of the hype for this coming out and me wanting to play it is so long gone.
Yeah.
And now that it has finally arrived, I'm like,
it's just what's new. It was nice about those, Joe. I mean, even though we missed the opportunity to play it, like I don't know, when you missed the opportunity to play it when you really wanted to, it comes with the expansion games on PC for those games, which is kind of cool. And you can switch between the graphics, the new graphics, and the old graphics, but there's not really much like big change that'll impress you. Like, oh, okay, that's cool, but it's not really impressive. But what's impressive about that is that it has the extra PC games expansions on those. So I thought that was awesome.
So are they like different actual games, or are they just like the graphics look different? Or
no, they look at the same. It's just more levels, more adventure.
Okay. So that's cool.
Yeah, like you ever heard of like Tomb Raider Gold Edition or something like that, and it was only available on PC. That's those expansions that are on there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, that's cool. And I think they just announced 4, 5, and 6.
They did, and they're calling them 5 and 6. They're calling Chronicles 5, and they're calling Angel of Darkness 6, which is actually pretty cool. That's like the first time officially they've been called that. But they're fixing Part 6, Angel of Darkness, which was the last game made by Eidos, because that game was buggy as hell. It was not ready to be released. So they're fixing that allegedly. So we'll see how it goes.
That'll be cool to play that, yeah.
All right, my last part of my pickup. Sorry, this is going on so long. It was just, anytime someone comes in from Play Asia or limited run games, it's like, whoa, I bought that like 6 months ago. 8 months, woo! So the fact that it all showed up was surprising. But this was a package sent by none other than Radical Reggie. So all these games here are games that I picked up from Reggie. So I got Wild Frost from Super Rare Games.
Nice.
I've been really into turn-based like deck builders and roguelike games. I've been playing Slay the Spire a lot, and this does look like a cool one, so I picked it up. And I like Chucklefish as a publisher or developer or whatever they're. Oh yeah, they put a lot of good games.
Right on.
So yeah, Wild Frost, check it out. If you're like, oh god, cards kill me, then
yeah, I've been really into those games too. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, dude, it's the Balatro trend fever. Everybody's into these card games all of a sudden. But yeah, I've been playing Slay the Spire for like 6 months, so I wanted more games like that. I wanted to branch out. So this one is Lacuna Matata. Ain't nowhere near afraid. No, it's this is another.
That game's a trip the way it starts out, man. Like it has a hook to it. Like it's like, whoa, okay.
It's like another like dystopian Blade Runner steampunk fucking
noir.
I don't know what to call it.
Definitely a little noir in there.
Yeah. It's like a detective thing, like a futuristic thing. Cyberpunk, not steampunk. Jesus Christ, steampunk's like
steampunk stuff like that. Yeah,
I think I might have said that early in the video. Sometime, by the way, it's cyberpunk. Yeah, looks neat though. I've always wanted this game. I love games like this. I am honestly a sucker for this. I love. If you can't tell, I'm like really into anything that looks like Blade Runner. Pretty much. I'm just like, oh, I love Blade Runner. I picked up Hell Pie. It's a sequel to Cream Pie. No, I'm just kidding. This is a 3D platformer.
Just like Mario 64, and like those games.
Yeah, except
Cool.
for being like cute and kid friendly, you're like a little demon with a big fat baby angel on a chain. So it's like,
Awesome artwork.
yeah, it's a little different. Yeah, I don't know. I'm always curious. Like, I feel like Super Rare and the PlayStation, I just don't see them making PlayStation games for very long. Like, I know they're trying to start out. I hope they keep making more, but I don't know. Like the PS4, I think I haven't seen any new announcements in quite some time, so I think they might already be done with that. But this is one of the ones on PS5 that I really wanted that I had not picked up. I had missed the pre-order, so thank you very much. This game was super awesome, dude. I'm excited to have that. And then these two are actually the ones I'm most excited about everything in my pickups. And that is Reggie hooked me up. I'm so excited. Like, I wanted these forever.
Oh, nice. Let's go.
Yeah, cannoli.
Guns, Gore, and Cannoli from Strictly Limited Games. These are one of their earlier releases, or at least the first one for sure. And a little pricey, kind of hard to come by. They're like 2D side-scrolling. You can shoot them running guns, kind of like Contra style. I would
Funny
say.
as hell. The dialogue is hilarious.
Yep, and they look fantastic, and I'm like really honestly excited. These have been on like the I must have these list because I collect like all of those 2D run and gun type games that I can find, even like weird obscure ones that aren't very good. I still will try them out.
Right.
But these are fantastic, and this is the coolest part of it. And this version was sent by Strictly Limited to Reggie, and they put his name on it. So I have like one kind. Variants, boys. 1 of 1. Not NFS. Back off.
That's so cool.
It is cool, dude. That is so cool. I know that doesn't seem like much, but I'm super excited. And I don't know if they were all like this, but there's no Strictly Limited like logo on the front of this one too. See how it is on 2?
I like that.
See how 2 has, where is it?
That's those were, I forgot what they called those copies when I was asking them about it. They were called
these don't have that
because there's no numbers on those. They were I forgot what they called them, but yeah,
this was their 4th game.
Is it like their version of the whole print?
It was like a review copy, but they called it something else. I can't remember the name right now, but yeah, those are pretty unique to the regular ones that went out.
And then there was one more thing in there. So there was this premium edition game that I've always wanted, and Reggie was kind enough to sell me the most ridiculous version of any game I've ever seen. This is insane. Premium edition. You need to calm down. Look at this, tank, bro. Holy dude! I can. My arm's gonna fall off just from showing you, dudes.
That feels really heavy.
It is very heavy. It's impressive. I mean, this is a goddamn straight up just a book, like a hardcover book. It's just, oh my goodness. But yeah, this is a robot named Fight. I've always wanted this game. I think it's, I've always said, like, when I looked at their lineup of games, this was their best one. I'm like, I should get that one. It's freaking fantastic. It's like a 2D Metroidvania type game. Kind of looks like that. Sci-fi. Robot named Fight, where you're a robot and you shoot stuff. But yeah, dude, this thing's amazing. It's insane. You'll be seeing it somewhere up there. I don't know where. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll get rid of the drum.
Probably not on the top because it'll break everything underneath it.
Yeah, you'll see the big U.
For you guys that are watching, that box inside of there is like a Neo Geo Shock box, I think, or what they would call them. You know, like exactly how it is, like the old school ones.
Here's the book with the gold foiled edges.
That's cool.
I mean, this is.
I love the pages like that. That's awesome.
It is insanely nice. I'll show you the whole thing. It is gorgeous.
Yeah, that looks sick.
I mean, that is pretty nice.
Joe, you're going to have to put that down, man. I'm going to ask you to sell it back to me. No, I'm just kidding.
And then inside that, it comes in an SNES box.
Yep.
Oh,
they went all out, dude. Like,
it doesn't stop. It's like one of them Russian dolls with the dolls inside the dolls.
Then you open that up and there's the Game Boy box inside that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is amazing. Thank you, Reggie, for all of this stuff. It's incredible.
Yeah, of course. Heck yeah, man.
Super cool. And then there was one last pickup I got. It's not a game, but I still want to talk about it. This movie I used to watch all the time when I was a little kid, and it came out on 4K, and I cannot believe they came out on 4K. You guys ever watch this movie? Daryl?
No.
You remember this movie?
Wait a minute. Tell us a little bit about it. Maybe I.
All right, so that's the kid from Neverending Story. If you remember, the one he was in the library reading the story or whatever. Pretty sure that's the same dude. This movie is about a robot named Daryl, and that is Daryl. He's like an android. He's not a real person. And I can't remember exactly the plot because I haven't seen it since I was 7. But it's like I showed my older brother and I told him he has to come over and watch it. He's like, "Oh my god, dude, I can't believe that! I couldn't believe of all the movies that got a 4K release. I'm like, Daryl got a release? Hell yeah!"
They know their target audience.
How much was that? 4K. That's 4K. They put it in 4K. It went all out.
It was actually kind of expensive. It was like $30 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
More than I would normally spend on a movie, but I was like, I have a feeling this is not getting reprinted. So it's one of those, you better get it, I think, if you're interested. I don't see this hanging around forever. I just remember he gets adopted by some family and the government or the people who created him are trying to steal him back or something like that. And I don't remember, but the reason I stuck this, I had to show it off and talk about it. It's there's this one scene where he plays pole position on the Atari. And he breaks the game. He's so good at video games. He the game it's
handle it
speeding up and it he breaks the game. I'm like, that's not how games work. It's not like you but he's a robot, so I guess robots can do stuff. It was the 80s. Anyway, if you've never seen Daryl and you like the 80s, this is definitely will take you back. I'll tell you that. I mean, it's definitely the outfits and the houses and everything. It just looks perfect. So I would recommend it. Daryl. That's my pickups.
Right on. So man, we got through another pickups video. I hope everybody enjoyed. And let us know in the comments what you're picking up and where you're game hunting at. Where are you finding your gems at? But Figsy Games, JoeRad, and the Radical One. And we will see you guys later.
Later, guys.
Peace, everyone.
You found it.